Hear the door open behind me, see Irvin just, she's gonna give me a heart attack, man. What are you, a lost puppy?
So with the stress, the clocks, they have advanced. Yay!
Yeah.
So you are now on hour 2 of your 7-hour time window.
That's fine. Plenty of time.
It's super, super great.
Is that something we can do though? Could she kind of take up station in the kind of command center?
Yeah.
And be the eyes and ears places? Because I think through here you can pretty much access almost every computer if it's the operations section, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are there portals?
Are there portals?
Portholes?
Portholes. As in, like, being able to see outside, out in the water? Is that what you... Portals or portholes?
Bulkheads.
Bulkheads. There are some bulkheads, yes.
Yes. I'm stressed. I'm mixed up. My
Fine.
ship terminology.
It's fine.
The room.
Yes, there are bulkheads between each sector. You do find that access to the emergency controls, as was aforementioned, is restricted. In those emergency controls, you would be pretty confident that would be how you could lock down doors or even jettison entire sections or sectors into the ocean.
Part of my job is bypassing digital security protocols.
You can certainly try to hack it.
Cyberpunk.
So this is going to be a difficulty 2.
Okay. I rolled a 10, an 8, and a 7.
Fantastic. All right. 10, an 8, and a 7. The 10 mitigates the 1 stress that you get, and you get 3 successes, which is fantastic. Wonderful amount.
And I gain a drive back because I did my job.
You do.
Guys, I did something.
You did it. You sat down and you did it.
I just want to
Fantastic.
get your shit together.
So with that, you are able to access the emergency controls. You can lock down doors, the bulkheads between the different sectors, as well as jettison sectors at your whim.
So
I don't recommend doing this.
she'll just in a hacker voice go, I'm in.
Those who are...
Morris will just walk in from sealing up that hatch and go, proud of you. Just don't do it with us in it. And just...
I promise. We won't. How about this? I'm gonna have my eyes and ears on you, but why don't you take Peaches with you just in case, Morris?
I can do.
I'll be in touch with her, and we'll be able to do some things. And she'll skitter across and fly, and then land on your hat, and kind of skitter around a little bit, and then just settle.
Ugh.
Be a good girl, Peaches. I'll be here.
All right. So,
And I'll give them all the information on where the key cards were too, that I had found, and about the crouched person in Sector 9 that we now think might be Dr.
Shiley?
Dr. Storia.
Storia.
Astoria.
Yes.
Who we have one of the badges.
So we don't need to find her.
I mean,
Well, that's not the primary objective.
I'm just saying. You know, it is on a section on its own. We can jettison it without a problem now.
I don't.
Just for funsies.
Let's not beat around the bush here.
I'm
You know.
I'm gonna look at Morris and go, can I borrow some of your gaff tape?
How much do you want? I've got about 4 reams here.
Just like a few strips.
Well, how about I'll leave you 1 ream?
Okay.
And
she'll
then-
take it, and she'll like put tape over the jettison buttons, so that she
Don't
doesn't.
put too much pressure on it. Don't put too much pressure on the tape.
I don't think it is like a thing. I think of it like flat and then like inside's the button. So I'm like covering it so I don't push it.
Okay, all right.
Don't push.
Do not.
Just you know, I've seen Deep Blue Sea.
Yep. And you
I
have
know
to
what
about the
happened.
red button.
I know what happens in the diving pool area.
Yeah.
So, if we need to get rid of it,
Yeah.
life insurance, accident waivers, it's all fine.
Well, if it makes you all feel better, the youngest one will survive. So, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Speaking of perhaps the youngest and not youngest ones, Herman and Dirk. You have some options. There's
Dad and Grandpa.
Dad and Grandpa. You can go to Sector 5, which is another one of the laboratories, or you can go to Sector 7, which is the crew quarters.
Tick, is there anything worth investigating in Sector 5 and 6?
Let's see. Sector 5. I don't see that there's any key card registered in there. However, it has been pretty trashed. Do I have a current visual on Sector 5, or is that the one where I see destroyed
That's
laboratory?
Yeah. Sector 5 has you can see everything in there, and it is it's just wrecked. There is let's see, the things that you could relay to them is that this appears to be the specimen laboratory.
Yeah, probably avoid unless Herman really wants a friend.
I wanna go.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
Herman.
I can meet you somewhere else, Dirk. I can if you don't need to come
No
with.
problem.
My professional recommendation is probably avoid Sector 5. Herman, it's been nice knowing
Herman's
you.
walking to Sector 5.
Is there anything in
you all
Sector
do-
6?
You all do know that Sector 6 was the last place that Dr. Shively went. Yep.
Herman.
Walking away.
Herman. I'm gonna just follow him. Sigh, pull out my gun, and just walk behind him.
Okay. In Sector 5, as was foretold, the area is completely wrecked. There's computers and lab equipment all over the place, and it is just trashed. There are cages around that are bursted open, seemingly from the inside. A strange yellowish liquid covers a number of surfaces, very similar to the strange liquid that you saw previously, Herman, that you tried to scoop up and it scooted away from you.
Very shy.
There's a small refrigerator that is open that you would potentially know, Herman, that the samples will be put in there to keep chilled. There are a few small vials inside of that refrigerator, although the refrigerator has lost all chill to it. There is a dented cabinet in this room. And then also on the table nearby, you can see a notebook that is lying in a smear of some sort of viscera.
I'll go to the fridge and just start piling all the vials into a bag and just take everything that's not nailed down that looks interesting.
You have like a really nice carpet bag.
Mary Poppins up on this bitch.
Not a fucking ficus.
Take one more vial of shy liquid along with the other vials, and then I'll look at the notebook last.
You can see that most of these have just dates written on them. There is one that is labeled that does have a date, but on the label is written Legati.
What date is it?
From 4 days ago.
Herman, this is starting to remind me of, you ever see, that old flick, 28 Days Later?
I did.
The remake from 2050. Where they made the zombies walk again.
Do you remember that really old movie called Alien?
Oh god, I didn't want to think about... Wait, the remake or the...
No, didn't they make like 15 of them?
Then they rebooted it, and they made 3 of the reboots, and they gave
And then
up
there was
on
like
it.
the Alien versus Predator.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
one they never rebooted. It's just still going. It's been like
AVP
70
12.
years of Alien versus Predator. What's in the dented cabinet? Cabinet.
Cabinet. You pop open the cabinet after 1, 2, 3 tug. And inside you find a tranquilizer rifle and a couple of tranquilizer darts.
I'm just gonna take that and sling it on my belt.
Perfect.
Like a
You
man
have two.
like
You have
Rambo.
two. You got 2 of those. 2 little
nice.
darts.
2 darts.
2 darts.
Corey in here with the Alien versus Teletubbies.
That was a weird tangent.
Tinky Winky, Dipsy.
What do you think, Herman? You want to look in the
Let's
big
look in the
scary
last-
room?
In the last room, I don't think there's anything else in here.
There's a notebook in here if you did want to take that.
Oh, we'll take the no. Was that the one that had the Legati on it?
No, the
Oh.
thing that was labeled Legati was one of the blood samples. One of the
Oh,
little
I
samples
see.
that were in there.
Oh.
Now there's also a notebook that's just kind of lying in a puddle of schmuck.
Oh no.
A schmear of schmuck even.
Schmuckies?
Schmuckies. Schmear of
I'll
schmuck.
take a look
This
at the note.
Schmuckies brought to you by Schmuckies brand Panther Milk. Remember,
Sometimes
if
it
it's
has aliens in it.
if it isn't Schmuckies, get back in the car.
I'll take a look at the notebook.
Okay. You can see inside this notebook appears to be Dr. Shively's notebook. There are a couple of documented accounts of things that have transpired recently. The things that you can discern are 2 different notes that have been put in here. The first one, discovery of specimens accelerated evolution prompts excitement among scientists. Shively notes their jealousy of Legati for the discovery. A couple of days later, Legati bit by specimen, treated in infirmary by Shively. Shively synthesizes vaccine sample and contracted virus. Injects self with virus to document findings, leaves vaccine on lab counter in SO4. Scrawled in the margins, you can kind of see this strange formulaic jargon. And possibly, potentially, you could recreate the vaccine should you need to or choose to, given enough time.
All right, I'll pocket that. Does that count as doing my job?
I would say that does in fact count as doing your job.
Does that mean I get something too? Or no, it's just the person who did it, right?
Correct.
Ah, okay. That's drive. Okay. I'll shoot something someday.
Oh,
Herman?
right, I think it's about time. I think that's about it for this laboratory. If you want to head into that drone room, that's the last.
Is there a window on it? On the door?
There is not. It is a flat, metallic.
I turned to Herman.
He's
Herman,
already
how about
pulling
you
it.
open the...
He is. He's already doing it.
Yeah, you open the door, I'll cover you.
All right.
I got it.
While you do that, back in the old operations and infirmary,
My neck of the woods.
back over where Tick and all the rest of these lovely folks are.
Was it just Tick? Did Morris and Bo go with Herman and Dirk?
That is true. Morris and Bo, where did you end up? Did you follow the other 2? Did you branch off in the other direction? Are you hanging out with Tick? These are important questions.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have got off to the area, the area section 7, to be honest. You know.
Okay, the crew quarters. Mm-hmm.
That's what I was gonna say as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, Tick, you are alone.
Perfect.
This is good. Yes. Good.
Before they left, I did tell them to unobscure the camera in 4 and 6. And that if Morris found his way into Sector 8, to fix it, as it's giving me static, so I had visuals in all compartments.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, you're
yes.
easily, you can wipe off the dried blood that's on the camera.
and as soon as they're left, shh.
Close the book. That is a very smart thing that you did.
Yeah, both bulkhead doors are sealed.
Good. Because
Did you seal the air vents?
there is not a you could.
I need to breathe. I will die. I don't have any of the suits that were in whatever section we were just in.
Oh yeah, the whole dying thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, air, you know. Oh.
Shortly after Morris and Bo leave Sector 4, with a newly a new sight into this room, Tick. You, as you're scanning through the cameras, you see the exceptionally deceased body of Dr. Yang begin to twitch and convulse, and it begins to stand up, and its back arches in a strange way and doesn't quite go upright, as from where the paper is stuffed inside of its chest, these tendrils shoot out. And kind of writhe around, causing the body to stagger and move in exceptionally sporadic and unnatural ways. And it turns towards the bulkhead that would lead to where you are in Sector 3. And you can hear from your side a dull thump. And you can see on the cameras that it's just running into this door.
I was inside of him.
You sure were inside of him. Briefly, but memorably.
Here's a question. Here's a couple of questions. Can I seal Dr. Innards?
Dr. Yang.
Dr. Yang, could not remember. Can I seal Dr. Yang in this room, in that room, in Sector 4? And can I safely, without possibly trapping or harming any of my crew, just nut the fuck out into the ocean, away from us?
That is absolutely something you can do.
I will clear with the rest of my crew before making that decision.
You're right, love. How's it going?
This is your DJ coming to you live from the operations of this horrible place. I have a clear view on Sector 4. Thank you very much to whoever cleaned off that camera for me. Dr. Yang is moving and currently banging on the door. Would you like me maybe to just, get rid of Sector 4 and just pretend like it doesn't exist anymore?
I mean, from what I recall from the schematics of the station, the only way out from where we are now is without going through Section 4 is to go through Section 8. But that door got welded shut.
I can kick it. I looked at it really hard earlier, and I'm pretty sure I can kick it.
I mean, actually thinking about it, to be fair, we do have a medic. So in case you do break something while kicking the door down, we do have a medic to heal you. So it's an option.
The last thing I want to do, I currently have her contained, him contained, them contained. I have it contained. Both the doors are sealed. So your options are breaking down a door, being trapped for the rest of your life, or having to deal with something that could infect you.
Keep in mind, there are also ventilation shafts.
Yeah,
They're not like this big. They are like.
Yeah,
she won't be in there for long. They won't be in there for long. It won't be in there for long.
So just a question then: if you eject, the lab with Dr. Yang's in, does that eject the ventilation shafts, or the ventilation shafts start filling the rooms with water?
I would assume that the ventilation shafts would be sealed. thereby protecting the structural integrity of the ship. You're the engineer. Do you not know the answer to this? I'm very concerned.
Could I do an engineer check just to think what I think the answer might be?
Oh, you don't even have to make a check for that. You know that if there was a situation where a section of something like this needed to be ejected for any reason, it would be completely sealed. It would be, in your mind, completely idiotic if they, in fact, did not do something like that, to make sure that, the people inside didn't drown.
Right, launch it.
Yeah, I think it's the coolest shit I've ever heard of.
Right. That's what always gets me in the movies, is that they never just blow up the bloody ship. Cool. I'm going to lock down the hammers in Sector 4. Mm-hmm. Keeping an eye on Dr. Yang.
Perfect.
And I'm going to... You're going to hear on the comms just the... as she rips the tape off of one of the ejector buttons.
Remember, number 4.
Number
4.
Number 6. I'm just
No.
fucking with you, mate. And she'll press 4, and you just hear a goo as the whole place shifts, and the whole thing just... does it cut down my visuals, or do I still have visual of inside that pod?
As soon as it detaches from the system, you get just like a very brief, like right before it cuts out, you get a very brief view of this Yang creature. It seems to look towards you with its not eyes, its weird tentacly gross things. And I actually have a picture of it. I forgot.
Oh, get fucked, mate.
It's gross.
Oh my god.
Oh,
What you see?
It's in Roll20.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean-
I'm so happy I ejected that shit.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's real cool.
Yeah, pass.
And the camera feed cuts out, and you can kind of hear the sounds of something heavy hitting the ocean floor nearby. Sector 4, for the foreseeable future, is unavailable.
Question number 2. The diving pool, is it equipped with an escape pod?
It does appear that there is some kind of a there is some kind of a submersible of some kind in
Why
Sector 9.
didn't the person in there use it?
Maybe
Maybe you could ask them.
Maybe
they're
the
dead.
They're
perhaps.
not live.
Well, Dr. Storia is in there, and we know Dr. Storia doesn't have their key card. So it might be.
Oh,
a
that's
contributing factor.
it's the company.
It's the Aw.
Okay.
The Herman and Dirk parade opens the portal to Sector 6. Entering this sector is like entering an oven. There are thick waves of wet heat that pour out upon opening the bulkhead here. The overhead lights are covered in the same viscous yellow substance and flood the room with this disgusting yellow glow. This same substance covers the floor and the drone bays, collecting in a large hive-like structure in the center of the sector. There's a brief moment after the bulkhead opens until you hear a loud moaning coming from inside the hive. You can see suspended and mostly covered inside of this gross mucus-like substance, the body of Dr. Shively. Across their body, you can see these small white insects that look kind of like spiders, that seem to be excreting this substance, wrapping Shively up in this strange yellowy cocoon. And although the moans seemed to come from this body, Shively does appear to be unconscious, at least at this point. At his feet, you can see 4 small eggs that kind of throb slightly. each of them seemingly connected to this giant hive-like thing by a
Throbbing,
yes,
pulsating.
yes, by some sort of fleshy cord, an umbilical cord, if you would.
Can I see if he has a key card on him?
You can, but first, the two of you are going to take 3 stress, and
Yeah,
I need
that's
you
fair.
both to roll for burnout.
Maria, that's some Magnus archive shit.
I got an
Hello,
8,
Jane.
but I have a 10.
I got a 4, but I have a 10.
Okay. Dirk has 10 stress, rolled an 8. That means that you are an 18. Herman, you had how much stress?
I had 10 as well.
And so you got +4, that's 14. Okay. So Herman, you gain 2 stress, and nearby teammates gain 1 stress. So Dirk, you get another one.
Oh, cool.
With your 18 though, you have an intense moment of panic, and you for a moment see a little kind of tentacle kind of pop out of Herman's ear for a second, and you must now attack the nearest teammate.
Okay, well, Herman, it's a good thing you were on the top of my list of my Deadpool. I'll try to, like, grab my gun, but I drop it, and then I freak out, and I'm just gonna slug him over the face.
Okay, perfect.
The unfortunate thing is that still is 3 dice.
It sure is. And then Herman, you can either roll dodge to get out of the way, or body to just take it.
5 was my lowest out of the
Okay,
total.
so
I should have
that
had
was a critical failure then in this instance. And then Dirk, you got an 8 and a 7.
And a 1. Yeah.
8, 7, 1. Okay, so that's 1 success. So you deal 1 point of health damage to your scientist friends, which is unfortunate because you only have 3 health.
Sure.
That's really not great.
Herman, you should have just snuck up on me like
But I was in front of you.
I just hear a lot of grunting on the comms. What? Hello?
But we're gonna need you in
Someone needs something cut off.
Oh. I look at Herman.
Herman's like walking, still like stumbling now that he's been clocked in the head trying to get one of the little spiders in his beaker.
Still trying. Still doing his job though.
He's got a goal, man.
Yeah.
He's got a goal.
Yeah, they're pretty small. It takes a hot second, but you can scoop one up into your little beaker. You can see that around Shively, partially obscured by this strange sticky substance, you can see the crew key hanging around their neck.
Oh, you want to try to grab it, Dirk? I've got my hands full.
Let's get Bo in here. He can, cut it out.
Bo, we're gonna need you in this spooky room. There's a wrapped up doctor, and I think there's a key card, and something might need to get cut off. And I know how excited you get when that happens.
Unobscure the cameras, please.
Oh, good.
Well, Morris and I are headed to 7, so I'll come back in a minute, I guess.
Okay, we'll just wait here. It's probably fine.
We'll just wait here. Just turn off the comms, and we're standing in this room. There's like dripping everywhere. And just looking at... So, did you ever see Titanic, the remake? Not the... Just smash cut to the other people in the room.
Just like for some reason, just had airplane in my head. You ever seen a?
You're
watching
seen
it
a dead
later.
body.
You
Seen a dead body?
as an aside, you wipe off the camera, and it almost immediately starts to fog up again because of just the dense heat, the strange humidity that's coming from this place. The folks in Sector 7.
Yarp.
You enter the sector, and it is larger than the rest of them here. There is a galley off to the side, kind of just a small sectioned off area. The crew quarters themselves, there's very, very rudimentary, also closed off areas. What catches your attention, though, is across the way, you can see one hall that leads, that has a label on it that leads to Sector 8. You can also see a closed bulkhead that is labeled for Sector 9. standing in front of the Sector 9 hatch, approximately 50 feet away or so from you, you see a figure with its back towards you. It wears a dirty lab coat, and you can see as it kind of flings its arm on this panel next to the bulkhead, and you can hear every so often as it hits this just like kind of piercing beep coming from feedback from this intercom.
I pooped a little bit when you did that.
That's not bad.
I did say that I relayed everything that everybody saw stuff, so they knew what they were walking into, right?
So there's a figure this side of the door.
Yes, this side of the door, in Sector 7, facing the bulkhead that would lead into Sector 9.
Oh. All right.
Dr. Legati, is that you?
As you call towards it, it turns slowly towards you and then jerks and shifts in a strange and unnatural way. As it turns towards you, you can see that their chest, much like Dr. Yang's, has been ripped open, and sticking out of it is one singular red eye. There's thin tendrils that wrap around the limbs of the corpse, and these tendrils twitch, and it begins to move in a slow, stilted walk towards you all. And I think that is a great place.
Oh, fantastic.
To leave.
Can't wait.
On this good cliffhanger that I wasn't anticipating. Listen, it's habit here. Our one shots turned into 5 shots. So
yeah, I was about to say MythosCon 2020 is definitely turning into we're gonna do 51 parts.
We didn't do the pirate run though. Where's our IKEA run?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. We didn't dip into.
We didn't
we
go
did
to the
have a
donut
Blockbuster
shop.
run in the session yesterday. So
Oh, good.
And a Kmart run.
And a Kmart run.
Oh,
Great.
Y'all are hitting my 90s shit right there.
It was awesome.
I did hear there was a McFlurry at some point, so McDonald's was also in there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the McFlurry machine was actually working?
Yeah.
What?
That's how you can tell it was fictional.